Today we're going to be talking about the DMB Pro movie poster software version 1.2.9. Depending on when you are watching this video, there may have been newer versions of this software released, but the basic functions should remain the same. Now, when you open up your DMB Pro software on your computer, on your phone, or on an iPad, you will have the same view, although on a desktop it just looks nicer because you have much more real estate, which is where I'm showing you on this video. So you'll notice that when you open up the software, there are tabs. These tabs is what lets you tell the board how to perform. And we're going to go over each one of these tabs and what they do now. So let's open up the first tab called Playback Settings. In the Playback Settings, we can control how the posters look on the screen. We also have our 6 display views, and we have some banner selections. So let's start at the top. The first box is your duration, and here you set the number of seconds you want a poster to stay on before it rotates into the next poster. And here you'll see that I have it set for 8 seconds, but the default is 15 seconds, and you can adjust it from any second to infinity. Below this, you have the media playback folder. Now this is where you tell the software which one of the folders with content to play back. And you select that by dropping down the box and selecting your folder. We'll get into these folders here in the Media Manager tab in just a few minutes. But this is where you tell the software, play this content. Below that is the playback mode, whether you want that content to be played back in random order or by file name. And then we have the tab that is for playing music if it is available in the folder. Now this is a pretty cool feature because if you're playing back, let's just say Avenger posters, you can drop in the theme music into the folder, and as the posters are playing back, the music will play in the background as well. So it's a very cool effect, and it's defeatable by clicking the button off or on. Below that, we have the previous, pause, play, and next buttons. And this is for the movie poster view. When you're watching movie posters, you can pause it, skip it, or replay it. When you've made your selections, you want to hit the update button, and that will take effect. Now below here, we have our 6 display views. So we have views for Plex movies, movie posters, Kaleidescape movies, Plex music, Arvolution/Zapiti or any R video media player, and then your Showtimes. So by default, it is shipped with the movie poster display view selected, and it comes with approximately 650 movie posters built in. If you have a Kaleidescape unit, Arvolution, or a Plex unit, you would select these other views to play back the content from your libraries. So we're going to start with the movie poster view. And you'll notice on the board that we have right now posters playing along with banners. And then we can change it, and we'll do that shortly. Below that, we have our banners. Now these banners in this particular setting, the poster settings, affect the movie poster view. And that's why they are grouped here. Every one of these views has their own banner settings. And so every time you select any particular display view, the banners that you have pre-selected for each one of these devices will follow automatically. So for the movie poster view, which is where we're at, we can turn the banners on or off. We can even choose banners, and some come preloaded already. So for instance, if we hover above any one of this top banner or bottom banner magenta box, we are presented with a list of banners, and we can upload further banners. So for instance, if we hover over it, we have up to 10 banners that are shown, and that is the limit. When you upload an 11th banner, the oldest, lowest banner gets deleted first to make room for the new banner that you've added. So it will always be a rolling 10. So let's select the blue movie night banner. And you'll notice that on the display board, it changed. And we can do the same thing for the bottom one. So let's select this Catch It Now one. We select it, and you'll notice on the bottom of the display board, it has changed as well. Now, if you want to upload your own banners, it's extremely easy. You first have to download banners from our digital store. And I would recommend that whatever content you download from our digital store, you keep it in its own folder and keep it easily so that you can find it very easily. So let's select a few banners to upload. So what we want to do is we want to select the choose file, and that opens up your Explorer in your computer. And you'll navigate to where your banners are kept. In this case, in mine, I have it set to Movie 2.0 banners. And I have every banner in its own folder, which is what I suggest, right? So we're going to change out the top banner. So we're going to go to Marquee Upper. And here we have a few different color variations. I'm going to choose, let's just say green, right? So here we'll pick Feature Film, and we will upload it, right? So now it has uploaded. We'll come back down here, and we'll see that it is added here to the list. So let's select it, and you'll notice that on the board it has changed. And we can do the same thing for the bottom one, right? We can choose File. We can scroll over to where our banners are. Marquee bottom. Let's select a green lower banner. Let's do this one. We selected, we uploaded, and then we can come down here and choose it from the list. And you notice that it has changed. So it's very fast. So that is how you upload banners. It's extremely easy and intuitive. And if ever the system freezes, you can always refresh it by hitting this refresh button. All right, so now let's go back to the home page. And here we're going to go to the next tab, which is the media preview. So in selecting the media preview, what this does is it brings up a second view of your movie posters. Now, it is not the same poster as what is playing in your board, but it is a view with the correct banners upper and lower. And what this is used for primarily is for those instances where you might have your desktop computer in your office, which is at one end of the house, but your movie board is on the opposite end of the house in front of your home theater. And when you change banners from your computer, you don't have to walk across the house to actually see the board and see whether you like the way those banners look. You can get an idea of how the banners look by pressing this button, the preview button, and you'll get an idea of what they look. And if you need to make any changes, it's very easy to go back and then go back into your settings and then choose a different banner like this one, right? And then you can come back to the media preview and then you can see how it looks, right? So this just saves a little bit of time for those people that have their home theater rooms on opposite ends of the house from their computers. All right, let's go back to the home page. Next is the media gallery. So the media gallery gives you a view of every poster and every video that you have in your library. Now, this comes in handy if you are going to be downloading newer posters, or if you want to have different variations of certain posters. This gives you an idea of which posters you have, and then you can add new posters or replace posters. So it's just a visual indication. Let's go back to the home page. Okay, the media gallery was quick and easy. The media preview, also extremely easy to use, and the playback settings are for the movie poster playback. But now we get into the plugins. And the plugins is where we have our sub display views. Remember, back over here in the main settings here, we have our main display views, which tell the board how to look from the devices that are attached to it. But the plugins allow us to further fine-tune those particular views into 3 additional sub-views. And I'm going to go over those sub-views with you right now. So here in the plugin section, we have the Plex, the movie poster database, the Kaleidescape, the R-Video, and the Showtimes plugins. So let's start with Plex first. So for those that have music and movie libraries on a Plex server, this is for you. What you first have to do is you have to put in the IP address of your Plex server, and then you have to put in the Plex token. Now, how do you find your Plex token? Well, you can highlight this, how to find Plex token, and it will take you to a page on your computer where you can read on how to access and copy your Plex token. Once you have copied your token, you want to come back and you want to add it here and save it. And now with that token and with the IP address, our app is able to find your Plex server and communicate with it. Once you make the input of the IP address and the token and save the changes, if you have the correct IP address and if you have the correct token, it will show connected under the status. If it shows not connected or an error, you'll have to check your IP address, make sure it is correct, and check your Plex token to make sure it is correct. Now, once you've connected, you're going to have a couple of other selections. And these selections have to do with importing your Plex movie and music library. So right now I have already imported 29 of my movies that I have in my Plex library. 7 of those movies have trailers attached to them. And I've imported them by hitting the Import Posters and Videos button. And depending on how large your library is, it can be it can take anywhere from 10 minutes up to an hour. So just be aware of that. If you only want to import posters, which will really cut down on that duration, you can just choose to import movie posters. And if you don't like any of the posters that have been downloaded, you can change them here. Okay. Now, as it is importing all of your movies, it's going to show you here in the status bar every movie that is being downloaded, every trailer that is being downloaded, or every video that did not have a trailer to download. It will all be shown here. When it is done importing, it'll tell you up here that you have imported X number of movies and X number of them with videos. Now, let's see what they look like on the board. So right now on the movie board, we are on movie poster view. So we want to go back to the home page. We want to go back into the playback settings, and instead of the movie poster view, we want to select Plex movie view. Let's select that, and you'll see that the board changed. So let's go back into the plugins, back into Plex, and then we're going to customize this just a bit more. So our banners. Here we've got a few different options for our banners. So by default, when your system is connected to your Plex, it will display all of the movie posters that are in your library. We can choose to have those posters show up in 3 different views. In the classic poster view, in the cool summary view, and in the awesome live view. And we choose that here. Okay. Now you'll notice that right now we are on the poster view, right? So let's select summary view and let's see what that looks like. Save changes. And now you'll notice that the board has changed and has given us a summary of that particular movie or video if it has that information already in your Plex library. There are some videos that you'll have to go in there and enter your own summary, but by default, your Plex is pretty smart and it should download the correct summary. And so what this does here in the summary view is it will rotate every 15 seconds through every movie poster of every movie or video that you have in your library and display a small summary of that movie. So this is a very, very cool feature to have. Now, in addition, you can change the banners, right? So we might have by default feature presentation, but let's upload another banner, one a little bit more appropriate for Plex. So we're going to go back to our banners. And in this case, I have my Plex banners in their own folder. So I will select my Plex library because we are looking at my library. And then we're going to upload it. And again, we're doing this particular section in the Plex view because we are only updating the Plex banners. And then you'll see here that it was uploaded to my Plex library. Let's select that. And then for the bottom banner, let's select something a little bit more appropriate than just grab your tickets. So we're going to navigate back. We're going to select bottom. And let's do, we're with red banners. Okay, so let's do red ribbon. And then let's select cinema, or let's just do Film Fest. Selected, uploaded. And then we are going to select it from the list, Film Fest. And there it is. All right, so now we've gone to the summary view. We've updated banners. And let's go over to the live view. So the live view is a very cool view that will show you the movie poster, a movie trailer on the top, along with a summary, directors, actors, ratings, the movie runtime, even the year that it was made. So it's a very cool view that is kind of all-encompassing. And you can have the duration be 30 seconds long before it rotates to the next poster in live view. So this is my favorite view out of all of them. And by the way, those trailers, they do play with audio as well. And here we go on to the next poster. And the summary is also added to the side, trailer to the back, and some actors and the rating. And you'll notice that all of these assets, which is the poster and the fonts and the trailers and the summaries, they're all layered with a very nice effect that makes them look a little 3D-ish. I don't know, that might be a little hard to come off here on a video, but it's a very, very pretty look when you see it in person. All right, so that is the summary or the live view. And then we also were able to change posters, upload our own. Now down here, this next size down here, this is for when you choose play on a Plex movie. When you choose play on to play back a movie, the correct movie poster of the movie that you are watching will be sent to the display. And you can also select a banner for that one as well. And so, for instance, I would upload a banner more appropriate for playing back a movie. And that would be something like now playing, right? So I would upload this. And when you play back a movie and press play, this banner will play automatically when you press play on a movie. So it will automatically show the correct poster and the correct banners of the movie that you are watching, as well as its own memory banners for when you are just browsing your library. This bottom one is for the banners on the bottom of the summary view. They're larger than a regular lower banner. And then you can change these as well. We have many on the website for you to download. All right, so that is Plex. And we're just going to set it back to poster view. There we go. And then let's go back and let's select Kaleidescape. Kaleidescape is a little similar to the Plex in that we have to input our IP address. So I've already done all this to save time, but we're going to disconnect for a second. And what you would do is you have two areas to input your IP address depending on what player you have, whether it's a Stratus V or one of the larger ones with a server. So once you've entered your IP address on both of them and you hit connect, you'll get a little box that says you are connected to Kaleidescape, and then you can hit OK. Right? Here it will tell you what that IP address is. Now, if you have not inputted the correct IP address, you will not be able to connect. So make sure you have your correct IP address entered, and then this is the message you'll get. Now, once you are connected, you can come down here and import your movies and your posters, and you do it the same way as you did with the other plugin. You can import posters plus trailers, or just posters, or you can view and change the posters that may have been downloaded from your Kaleidescape player if you didn't like the ones that Kaleidescape uses. When you're downloading in the display view down here, you'll be able to see which movies are being downloaded and which ones are being skipped. So let's go back to the home, and we're going to select Kaleidescape view. Let's go to Kaleidescape. All right. Let's go back into the plugins, and let's go back into Kaleidescape. Now you'll notice we are on poster view for Kaleidescape, and that is the movie that we are seeing right now. That is on my Kaleidescape player. So what we're going to do is we are going to make sure that we have some cool banners on here. And what we're going to do is we're going to select, so we have the red banner. Let's select a few others. So Kaleidescape is blue. Let's go ahead and select some blue Kaleidescape banners. I have them right here. So we're going to do Kaleidescape library. Let's upload that. And then here, let's select it. And there we go. And then let's do the same thing for the bottom. Let's get rid of the red, and let's choose something more appropriate, like a blue one. And we will do a, I don't know, ticket counter. Let's upload that. And then let's select it. So you'll notice now that the banners have changed to match my Kaleidescape. And we are now watching the posters that are in my Kaleidescape library, which is why I chose a banner that's appropriate to show my Kaleidescape library. So let's go ahead and select a different view. Let's select the summary view. We select the summary view. We get the same type of view that we saw in Plex, where we have a larger banner on the bottom, and we have the summary of the movie down at the bottom along with the ratings, runtime, year it was made, if it's in 4K or HD, and that it's in your Kaleidescape. So this is a very cool effect, and you'll notice that there's a lot of shadows to the layers on here, so it really looks great on the screen. Let's go ahead and select the live view. All right, so let's select live, save, and this is the awesome live view. And this comes in with a trailer at the top, and then the same type of summary, directors, actors, the name, the runtime, etc. So this is a very cool effect as well. We also have the shadows and the reliefs and the layering effects. And we have sound as well on playing through the trailers. And we can set the runtime here. Right now we have it set to play for 30 seconds. But if that's too long, you can set it down a bit. Okay. Now, if we wanted to play a movie, the Kaleidescape plugin has the ability to also not just display the posters in your library, but also display the poster of the movie that you are watching. And so before we do that, let's just make sure that we have an appropriate banner for the now playing. So let's go back to our upper banners. Let's go to our Kaleidescape, and then we'll pick something like now playing on Kaleidescape. We'll upload that. Again, very easy, and then we'll select it. Okay, so now, even though I can't demonstrate it here in this tutorial, when you press play to watch a movie on your Kaleidescape and you are in Kaleidescape view, the correct poster of the movie that you are watching will automatically play, and the correct banner will switch from, my Kaleidescape library over to something appropriate like now playing on Kaleidescape, and it does that automatically. And then for the summary view, we can select different colored banners, and there's plenty on the website for you to download. Now you do have to save the button here to make the settings go into effect. What else do we have here for you guys? Well, we can choose or not choose to show the currently playing movie poster. If you just wanted to continue to rotate through your standard posters in your library, you can uncheck this box. Same goes for a banner. If you don't want the banners to change to now playing on Kaleidescape or any other plugin, you can go ahead and just check the boxes off. All of these three plugins are going to be very similar in how they work and in their features. Okay. All right, so now let's go ahead and go back to poster view. And then let's go back to the desktop. Okay. And then we are going to go into Arvolution view now. So let's talk about Arvolution. We'll select the Arvolution view. Let's come back up here and let's go back into the plugins. Let's go back into our video. Now the R video plugin will look for the R video software of any player that it has it installed. So Zapiti's and I think at the time of this at this video, all Dune players have the capability for you to install Arvolution's R video software. And as long as it is running the R video software, we can go ahead and give it these very cool views. So you'll notice that these settings are very similar to the Kaleidescape and the Plex, right? So you would first enter your credentials for your R video, which would be your email address or username along with a password, and connect. And if the connection is successful, it will show you here that you are logged into our video as digital movie boards. In my case, our video is cloud-based, so you don't have to have your movie player connected because it pulls all this information from your account, which is cloud-based. Now you can choose to import different collections here if you've created different collections in the R video. Select the collection you want to display, and you're good to go. And now we're going to have to import as well. So we can choose here to also import animations or not. And then we hit the import button. And just like the other plugins, the status will be shown here. Once it is complete, importing all of your movies, it will tell you here how many movies it imported. So I have 26 in my library, and 8 of them have movie trailers. I can choose to view or change those posters and trailers here, or I can just delete them all and start over if I wanted to. So now to control the player or get the information from the player as far as what you are watching, we have to connect to it. So you enter the player's IP address here. Remember that this is different from up here, because here we are only connecting to your R video account, which is cloud-based. Here we are connecting to your player, which is on your network. So go ahead and input the IP address of your player, save it, and if you entered it correctly, it will show it is connected. Now we can come down here to the display views as well as the banners and customize it any way we want. So we do want to have the top and bottom banners. Some people may not want them, but you can choose to have them on or off here. The movie poster of the currently playing movie, let's check that one. And also to show a custom banner for the current movie that is playing. Basically just keep them all checked. Poster duration, we can choose here how long we want the poster to stay on. For the sake of this video, we're just going to choose 8 seconds. Okay. Now, let's go ahead and select movie poster view, right? So we got movie poster view. We select the OK, and we're going to start to see our movie posters. Now, right now, you notice there is no movie poster showing right now, but that is because for that particular video in my Arvolution player, I do not have a poster set for it. When there's no poster attached to a movie, obviously you do not get a poster. But you'll notice here that the posters are shuffling through the rest of my videos, right? So now we can choose different banners for the top, right? So right now it is set to Arvolution library, but if I had a Zapiti player, I might choose the Zapiti one, right? And we can do the same thing with the lower banner. So we can upload another banner for the bottom in the same way that we uploaded them for the Kaleidescape and for the Plex. Now, if we go from poster view to summary view, we get the cool banner on the bottom with the summary and then the poster on top. This is a tool video, so it does not have any kind of information. But when the movies come in, the movies do have information, and you'll see it here. So this is a very, very cool view that I like. So let's go and change it to the live view. So the live view is the same way as the other Kaleidescape and the Plex, where it shows you the trailer on the top, movie poster, synopsis of the movie, and so on. And it does have sound as well. Now, let's go ahead, and if we have banners attached to the Now Playing, when you pick a movie on our Evolution and press play, those banners will automatically change from My Sapedi Library or wherever you have it set to a banner more appropriate like Now Playing. And the correct poster for that movie that you are watching will be displayed. It's very easy, and it's the same across all different views. So these are what is called the sub-views of the display views. And so every one of our displays has an additional sub-view, which is the classic poster, the summary, and the live view. Let's go back to poster. And then let's go back to, I'm going to jump back to this one here. When you first get your DMB Pro software up and running, the first thing you want to do is come in here, go to the movie poster database, and you're going to want to enter your key here. What does all that mean? Well, what it means is you can press this little question mark and it will tell you here, you need to go to the movie poster database. You need to sign up. You need to copy the read access token that is given to you and paste it in this area. And once you do that, you will be able to automatically download movie posters. This is very important. So if you want the plugins to work correctly, you're going to want to do this first. This is free as of the time of this video on the TMDB website. So go in there, create an account, copy your read access token, paste it here, and you're good to go. Let's go back to the plugins, and we're going to now talk about our final plugin called the Showtimes plugin. This one is a super cool plugin. So this plugin lets you create playlists for movies that you're going to be watching later in the week or the month. So let's go back to the home page and select the Showtimes plugin from our display view. And let's go back to plugins, back into Showtimes plugins. And so here's what we're going to do. What we're going to do is we are going to search for movies and when we want to watch them. So for instance, if I want to search for Star Wars, I'll type it, I'll search, and we will get a return of movie posters for Star Wars. And so I can select Star Wars number 4. I can select Star Wars well, that would be The Empire Strikes Back. It's not here under Star Wars. Let's select this one. Let's select another movie. Let's go with, I don't know, John Wick. Select it, search it, and then now we've got some movies coming back. Let's select John Wick again. Let's select this one, and let's select this one. So now we've got a few different movies selected. Now we're going to give them times on when we're going to play. So for instance, if I wanted to watch Star Wars, these 3 movies on a Saturday, and on a Sunday I wanted to watch these 3, what I will do is I would first come down here and pick the order. So for Star Wars, let's watch it this Saturday, and let's watch it at, let's just say 4 o'clock. We enter the times. We enter the day. We hit enter. And now that's set. Let's go to the next showing. Force Awakens. We will do Saturday. We will do 7 o'clock. Enter the time, hours, minutes, PM, hit enter. And now it is set. And we'll do the same thing for Rise of Skywalker. Saturday. Let's give it a 10 o'clock. And we'll do 10:30. We'll do enter. So now Saturday at 4, 7, and 10:30, we're going to be playing these movies in that order. And we'll do the same thing for Wick on Sunday, right? So we'll pick John Wick, and we'll go to Sunday. We will select it for, let's just say 5:30. Enter. John Wick 2. We're going to go Sunday, 8:30. Enter. And then the third one, we're going to go for Sunday, 10 o'clock. Enter. And then we're going to save. And now what will happen is we now have a running list of when these movies will be playing on these days and on these times. Now, on the next setting here, which is the display views, it's set to summary view, but typically I like to use the list view. And what the list view does is it shows us in a list, a running list, all of the movies. And you can see that here on the poster. So you'll notice that the poster, a background banner, the time that it's going to start, the date that it's going to start, the name of the movie, the ratings of the movie, how long the movie is, the year it was made. It's all that information is clearly shown here in the list. And then we can change the banner, right? We don't need to show now playing if they're not playing yet. So we do want to maybe download another appropriate banner. So let's go back to our twinkles. Let's do, I don't know. Let's do this rainbow effect. We will do coming soon because these movies are coming soon. Let's upload it. And let's select it. And now you will notice that we have a running list of movies that are coming up in the following week with an appropriate banner. Very, very cool. Now, as the movie counts down to when it's going to be shown, you'll get a message popping up on your board saying starts in 3 minutes or 5 minutes or 10 minutes. And then it will stay on that movie. But we also have our 3 views, right? So we have a poster view that we can choose to look at the upcoming movies. We have a summary view that we can choose to use to show the upcoming movies as well. And that gives us the information on the bottom as to what day it's going to start and what time it's going to start. But most people will probably be using the list view. Okay. Make sure you set your banners appropriately and they'll automatically play when you select them. You can also choose a different banner color for the summary view if you want. And if you want, you can disable the animations altogether, but I don't know why you would want to do that. All right, so we can save the changes and they will always appear when you are in that view until they drop off. So that is a Showtimes view. Let's go back to the home page. Let's go back to Playback. And let's go back to Movie Poster View. Right, now you notice that those banners change as well to the banners that we last selected. So we're going to come back here. Let's just change the banners a little bit to, I don't know. Let's go to Movie Night. There we go. All right, now let's go and talk about our DMB TV. So our DMB TV is a very cool way for you to watch YouTube videos as well as other channels that we have pre-selected for you. So a lot of these channels are ambience type videos where if you are not using your movie board to watch a movie, it may not look the best if it's just turned off with a black screen. So we have videos that are on YouTube that are created vertically and they are very cool ambience type, right? So we can come down here to the vertical display views and these channels here. All we have to do is hit the play now and we'll start to see it play on the movie board. Now these are pulled in from YouTube. So sometimes they may be taken down. Other times YouTube may be having problems. But as they are having problems, we like to come in here pretty quick and replace them. So it looks like this video probably is having a few problems here. Let's go to another one. We'll select this one. And the video starts to play. And so you can leave these videos playing all you want. And they're good for ambience effects. Now we also have our live TV live stream, which we will be live streaming directly to DMB users' movie boards from events that we happen to be at. So rather than going to search YouTube or search social media pages, If we're at a live event, you can just open up your movie poster app, turn on your board, and you can watch these events in vertical right on your board. Pretty slick. We also have tips and tricks that you'll be able to see tutorials on here in our DMB TV channels. As we have some really cool things to do with the app, we'll post them here as little videos. So if people want to also send in their little tips or tricks on how they use their movie poster board, we can go ahead and add them here as well. So let's go back to the home page, and let's go back and select posters. There we go. Okay. Now, another thing that we want to talk about here pertains back here to Plex. And so we talked about the Plex movies, but our software can also play back your Plex music library, right? And so a lot of people have chosen to rip all of their CDs in the same way they've ripped all of their DVDs into a server that they have in their home. And so just like we can play back posters for all of your movie library, you can select the music and select to show your music library CD cover art in a couple of cool views as well, right? So we're going to do that right now. We're going to come back to the home page, and we are going to select Plex Music from the views, right? Let's select that. Let's come back to the Plex, and we'll go to the music display settings. And then here, I like to leave all of these on, because this shows a lot of information. Now you notice there's nothing playing. It's waiting for me to play back music on my Plex library. So what you can do is you can go to your Sonos player or any other streamer device that you have that you may have your Plex connected to, or even from your desktop. Open up your Plex, go to your CD library, which is what we're seeing here. This is my CD library. And let's just say I wanted to play this one. So when I select it, you'll notice that it changes on the view, right? So now we have the poster, the cover art of the CD that I am now playing through my Plex library, along with a running bar graph of the duration, name of the song, name of the artist, and whether that song is in WAV, MP3, or any other format, as well as the ratings that you may have given it in stars, right? Now we can choose to also see it in summary view, and the summary view will give us a little information about that particular album or that particular band. Let me turn the volume down here a bit. All right, and then we could also choose to see it in cover art view. Now what the cover art view is it basically is just showing the cover art for your entire library, not the song that you are actually listening to. So the larger the libraries you have, you'll start to go through them just like you do regular movie posters, and you can set the duration between the changes. So these are all cover arts in my music library. Now you can also add a banner to display on there if you wanted to, but for music, I think the live view just can't be beat, right? So this view here is the view that most people will typically leave when they are watching or listening to music, is the cover art. Okay, but we're going to cut this before YouTube gets mad at us here. So let's turn that off. Let's come back up here, and let's go back home. Let's go to playback settings, and let's go back to movie posters. There we go. Now let's go back to the home page. Now we're going to talk about Media Manager. So the Media Manager is the section that we use to upload content to our app, whether that content is posters, music, movie trailers, music videos, home videos, family vacation pictures. It doesn't matter. By default, we have 4 folders that are empty, labeled folder 1 through 4. we have a folder called My Music, and then we have a folder called Movie Posters. And in the Movie Posters folder, if we select it, we see that all of our movie posters that are preloaded or that we add are in here. And if we select it, we can see the poster. We get a little preview of it. Okay. We also get a little bit of information. We can download it or just go back. So we're going to go back. Okay. Now, if we want to upload content, this is where we're going to do it. So if I have a movie trailer that I want to upload, I can come here, select this folder, and I can rename it, for instance, trailers, right? All right. So, well, I spelled that wrong, but that's okay. So let me get rid of this file that's in here right now. If you have files that you want to delete, highlight them and hit delete. Confirm it, and now that file is gone. Now let's upload or download a new file. So let's go to Upload, choose Files. We're going to navigate to where our content is. In this case, mine is in my folder that I like to use. We're going to go to Movie Trailers. We're going to select Prey, for instance, and we're going to upload it. All right. Now, trailers are pretty large in size, so if you are hardlined to your network, they should upload fairly quick. If you are on Wi-Fi or you have low Wi-Fi or not very fast speeds via your Wi-Fi, it can take quite a bit to download. So once this uploads to the app, it shouldn't take too much longer. Shows you that one has been uploaded. Okay. Now, if we go back to our media manager and we go into trailers, you'll notice that our Prey video was just uploaded. So now we want to play this one back. How do we play back? Well, let's go back to the home page. Let's go back to Playback Settings. And you'll notice here in the Media Playback folder, we are going to choose Trailers. And then we're going to update. And you'll notice that the trailers will start to play on the screen. And they do play with sound. Right? And so you can add as many movie trailers as you want into your trailers folder. Same goes for videos. So let's go back into the Media Manager. We'll go to folder number 2. We're going to name this one Videos. Right? And what we're going to do is we're going to upload a video. So in the same way, select the Upload button, choose Files, navigate to where your music videos are at. Let's go ahead and select one, open it, upload. Music videos typically have the same size as movie trailers because they're videos. So the longer the video, the longer it's going to take to upload. But here it is, it uploaded, one video uploaded. So let's go back to the Playback Settings, and we are going to select the videos folder that we just created. We're going to update. And now you'll notice on the movie poster board, the video will start to play. And obviously it plays with sound as well. So it's very easy to upload content, whether it's videos, trailers, posters, pictures. It doesn't care. The software treats them all the same. Let's go back to Playback Settings. And let's go ahead and go back to movie posters for playback right there. And let's update. Okay. Now, let's go back to Media Manager. Now we have a folder called Music. So what you could do is in here, you can upload all kinds of music that you have and play them back locally if you wanted to, without having to open up a Sonos that you may not have in the room, or even a little portable music player. You can just upload music in here and play it back. You could also, like I said earlier, upload music into your movie posters or any other folder. And you do that by hitting upload, choose files, and you can go to content in my case, and then you can pick a theme. For instance, I have the Avengers theme here. This is an MP3, by the way. Select it. See, it's the Avengers theme, MP3. We upload it, and we're uploading it into the movie posters folder. It already uploaded. But now, when I play back my movie posters, right, and I select play music in folder, it will play that music that I uploaded into that folder as the posters are playing. You can't hear that right now, but it is playing. All right. So let's go back to the home. And then let's go to system settings. In the system settings, you have a lot of information. So in the first box here, this is basically where you can reboot your DMP-02 kit or just shut it down altogether. If you choose to shut it down, you have to manually turn it back on by pressing the power button at the front of the DMP-02 Media Player. Over here to the right, you have a representation of how much space is left in your media player. So you can choose on buying the media player to buy it with a 256 storage limit, 512 gig storage limit, or 1 terabyte storage limit. And here you can keep track of how much space is actually left. And you can actually see how much space you are using up in each folder that you create. Now this is dynamic and it's live, so as you add content, it immediately changes here. You don't need to reboot. Let's come back down, and we have a security settings where you can set a dashboard password. Now this is probably used more in the commercial settings than in the home settings, but if you did not want anybody to access the DMB Pro app, you can set a password. If you're going to be using this for Wi-Fi, this is where you would enter your Wi-Fi SSID and the Wi-Fi password, and then you can connect. You can also reset your Wi-Fi network altogether if you're changed Wi-Fi service providers. Whatever your current IP address is, you can see it here. And then here you can choose the orientation of the screen, right? So if your image is upside down when you install it, you can rotate it 180 degrees, or you can come back to regular 0 degrees, and you notice how I change, right? And then if there are any updates, this is where you will see it. Currently, this software is updated to the current 1.2.9 version. If there were new updates, it would tell us an update has been found. It would tell us which version number and what releases are in that new one, and then we can choose to update it here. Let's go back to the home. The next tab is our DMB store. So this is a shortcut that takes you directly to our DMB digital store where you can download more content. Now in this store, we have all kinds of content. We have over 300 different banners. We have free posters. We have free trailers. We have a lot of trailers. We have a lot of music videos. We have just a lot of content. You can choose to become a DMB VIP member here as well, and that will get you all of the content for free for a 3-month period. It's definitely the way to go. You can choose to build your own banner here as well. So if you want to put your own name on here, this is where you would do it. And then of course we have our sections for all of our content down here. And so we have them broken down into top banners, bottom banners, themes, theme banners. Like I said, we have hundreds of different styles of banners. So that is just a shortcut that takes you directly there. And then the last tab is our About. And basically, this is the license agreement that you must adhere to when you purchase or use our software. It's pretty straightforward and pretty self-explanatory. Basically, it just means don't mess with our software, and we won't mess with you back. All right, let's go back to the home. And you'll notice here on the home page, we are at version 1.2.9, and we do have a shortcut for the Digital Movie Boards website. So that is it, and it concludes our tutorial on the DMB Pro movie poster software. Thank you very much.